So you want to start collecting Heroscape. Get ready to empty your bank account and practice the virtue of patience, because it turns out that collecting a game that went out of print like 12 years ago can be a little tricky and really expensive. In fact, I feel like I'm not even remotely dressed appropriately to tell you how to empty your bank account, so I'll be right back. All right, that's a little bit better. First, you need to know where to actually buy this stuff, because in case you haven't noticed, Toys R Us is closed and you can't find Heroscape on the shelves at Target anymore. Allthingsheroscape.com is the reliable choice. They consistently have every single product Hasbro has ever released in the Heroscape line, with the trade-off being they're fairly expensive. Now, I haven't actually bought anything from here because I'm a certified broke boy, but they have great reviews on their eBay store, and though they're not the Heroscape subreddit's first choice, they are a reliable dealer. Speaking of eBay, that's the obvious choice. I got everything in my current collection from eBay auctions, and they've all come in at significantly cheaper than what you're gonna find on ATH. It was still way above MSRP, but we are talking about collecting a game that went out of print 12 years ago. But if you really wanna risk it for the biscuit, you can try the sell and trade section on the Heroscapers forums. Oftentimes you're gonna find way better deals there than you will on either ATH or eBay, but there's no official infrastructure there to facilitate transactions. So if you get ripped off and don't get your stuff, you gotta take it up directly with PayPal, and that's just really inconvenient. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the correct buy order for the Heroscape sets, because it is pretty expensive and you don't wanna be wasting your money. As I learned in my last video, I have to say this explicitly since subjectivity isn't implied, but the correct order is of course whatever works best for you. However, this is what I think the optimal order is. If you have a problem with that, feel free to flame me in the comments. I could really use the engagement. First is the Rise of the Valkyrie Master Set, aka Master Set 1, aka duh. I don't think I have to spend a lot of time elaborating here. For many people, it is the game. It's considered the base set that everything else is built off of, even the other master sets. And you get the most terrain and the most amount of figures in this set than you do in literally anything else, both official and unofficial. Now, if you're a total noob, there are two editions of the master set. The first edition, which was released in 2004, has sparkly water tiles, whereas the second edition has opaque water tiles. The first edition tends to run about a dozen or so more dollars than the second edition, but those sparkly water tiles make it totally worth it. Now, you can find the first edition master set on ATH with no box for around $158. The second edition with no box is going to run you about $140. However, I did manage to find a complete first edition out of box of Rise of the Valkyrie on eBay for 60 bucks, and I found a small bundle that had the second edition for 42 bucks. And I bought both. Okay, second, and this might be controversial, I might get flamed in the comments for this, Fortress of the Archcarry, aka the castle set. I can already hear the comments being typed. Now, All Things Heroscape has a list like the one that I'm making right now, and they actually have this listed at 6th on the list. But I mean, if I followed the list completely, what would be the point of making this video? But that is not the entire reason why I'm saying that Fortress of the Archcarry should come second. I really do think that the castle set is the best option for you to pick up next. No other set available changes the dynamic of the game more than this one. Dropping a big ass modular castle in the middle of the map blocks sight lines, provides attractive spots for ranged units, enables capture the flag modes, and makes your maps look way cooler. It was also the second set I got as a kid and the second set I got as an adult rebuilding my collection, but I promise that has absolutely no effect whatsoever on this list. And the Fortress of the Archcarry set is relatively a lot cheaper than some of the other sets. On All Things Heroscape, you can find it for about 75 bucks out of box, and on eBay you can find it for anywhere between $50 to $85, and oftentimes that is brand new in box, still sealed. Third, and the diehard Heroscapers can probably guess what I'm gonna say next, Swarm of the Morrow, aka Master Set 2. Swarm of the Morrow is second when it comes to the amount of terrain that you get and the number of units that you get out of all the sets. Sure, a couple of those units are just slightly modified versions of Rise of the Valkyrie units, but still, there's more of them here than in any other set. The one hiccup in snagging this set, and what stopped me from picking it up, is that it can be a little hard to find, especially at a good price. All Things Heroscape has it for $185 out of box on their website, but if you're really lucky, you can find it for around $80 on eBay if you can find it at all. Fourth, Road to the Forgotten Forest, aka the one with the roads and the trees. Experienced gamers are probably calling this one a no-brainer. RTTFF introduced the roads mechanic to Heroscape, which made melee units not suck. Roads allow your figures to move 3 additional spaces as long as they start and end their turns on the road, which is absolutely massive. And if you get the complete set, you're also gonna get some really cool evergreen trees, which make your battlefields look way cooler. You get a bridge piece and you get a troll, because what is a bridge without a troll? The downside to this set is that it is a little bit pricey compared to what you're getting. All Things Heroscape lists it at $80 out of box, and you can typically find it on eBay for between 40 to 80 bucks. Just know that if you find this set for under 40 bucks on eBay, that is super rare and you should pull trig immediately. I don't care what your finances are, buy it now. Okay, 5th, and this is where things start to get really subjective, Worm's Return. Now, as a caveat, once you secure what I like to call the core terrain sets, you can kind of go in whatever direction you want. But if you want a pretty affordable set that gives you a bunch of big badass motherfuckers, then Worm's Return is the set for you. You get not 1, but 2 dragons in this set, although the second is actually considered a Morrow unit because it's like this whole mind control. It's like a whole thing, don't worry about it. You also get a big ass Hellhound, a Centaur that's like even more beastly, and my favorite unit in the game, the Deathwalker 8000, which has the incredibly OP ability to attack another unit after dealing damage to a unit that turn. Seriously, the first time I used this guy, I completely obliterated my friend Riley's entire airborne elite squad like right after she dropped him, literally in 1 turn. You can find Worm's Return on All Things Heroscape out of box for 38 bucks, and you can almost always find this on eBay for between $30 and $50. Okay, now things get like really super subjective because we kind of have all of the core sets out of the way. This is where you start to collect your figures. Now you can go in whatever direction you want with this. Some people like to go into Heroscapers, look up like the meta armies that they use for competitive and build that way. Some people are more completionists who just buy whatever they can afford. That's kind of the angle that I go for. However, if you find a complete Decala Jungle set for under 200 bucks, a Thalanek Tundra set for under 150 bucks, or a Volcaran Wasteland set for under 80 bucks, pull trig on that immediately. Those sets are ignorantly rare and egregiously expensive.
But what about Battle for the Underdark?
I'm gonna pass on Master Set number 3. It's obnoxiously expensive at 232 bucks on All Things Heroscape. You can almost never find it on eBay, and you really don't get that much out of the set. Now, if you got to the end of this video and you thought, Jesus Christ, why is this so freaking expensive? Click right here and you can find out exactly why Hasbro pulled the plug on Heroscape. And that's a wrap. Bada bing, bada boom, baby.